Man, you
And
already
you
know that.
fronting.
You know what's
You
up.
fronting now. Don't front
No
for Gilly now.
No fronting. No
All right.
fronting. Keep it a being though.
I
We asked that fight plenty of time.
win.
That's
That's what I'm saying. Win. You keep saying keep it a buck. I'm saying win.
plenty of
Now you saying one thing and your dad saying another. So win.
what you mean?
You saying one thing and your dad saying another thing. So what is what?
We asked for that fight. I've been asking for that fight since 2018. What are you talking about? Since I was a baby.
You been asking to fight me since 2018.
All the top guys, man.
Cut it.
So I seen a video where Stephen A. Smith gave his thoughts on the current situation for Terence Crawford. We all heard what Canelo Alvarez had to say, and as we know, Crawford seems to be interested in that particular matchup. Canelo Alvarez doesn't seem too interested. Charlo, after his fight with Canelo Alvarez, called out Terence Bud Crawford. Now, prior to that, he was somewhat dismissive of Terence Crawford, a little on the fence about it. Whatever the case, he seemed to be not as eager to face Terence Bud Crawford. But after the fight, he seemed to be all in with it. But Terence Bud Crawford, after that fight, told Charlo he don't deserve a fight with him after that lackluster performance he essentially laid down against Canelo Alvarez. Stephen A. Smith, everybody that follows the sport of boxing, seen all of this. And with Crawford not having a potential Canelo Alvarez fight, that's just up in the air. It's not guaranteed. Charlo fight is a fight that, just I would imagine it lost a lot of luster after that performance from Jamel. And of course, nobody really wants to see the Errol Spence Jr. rematch. But Stephen A. Smith suggested this.
And I get where Terence Crawford's coming from, but Terence Crawford, where you going, bro? You gonna fight this kid Ennis, who's special, by the way? Because if you ain't gonna fight him, who you got? You want a rematch with Errol Spence? Most of us don't want to see that.
Fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. It's something that I've said a while ago. Probably one of the few guys who's a Bud fan that's really adamant on him facing Jaron Boots Ennis. Why? Because I've seen the possibility that he may not be able to get some of these other guys in the ring with him. For whatever reason. It's not guaranteed. But Jaron Boots Ennis is guaranteed. However, a little while back, prior to him facing Errol Spence, Crawford said that Jaron Boots Ennis really is a lose-lose situation.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, oh well, he was young, he wasn't ready. He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Because we always seen him win and fly in color, a fashionate way, to where we say, oh man, he's cold, he's skillful, but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. So me fighting Boots would be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight. It's gonna sell a little bit because of your name and what you just accomplished. But now what? I'm looking for big challenges. I'm trying to go up in weight and fight Charlo. Because that's something that's history in the making. It's a lot at stake. There's nothing really at stake with fighting Boots. I'm at the tail end of my career, and I'm trying to make things make sense.
So is it about just the money?
Definitely.
Okay.
100% about the money. Not taking anything away from Boots, but where I am at in my career right now, I didn't fall my ass off to get to where I am, and I deserve to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I don't care what nobody say, how anybody feel, or any of that. Fuck them.
And looking back, I mean, essentially it is. But if that's your only situation, what you gonna do? If you're not gonna fight Spence, what you gonna do? If Canelo Alvarez chooses not to fight you, what you gonna do? If you don't want to go up to fight Jermell Charlo, if you don't want to even deal with him now after that shameful performance, what you gonna do? I think Bud should go ahead and fight Boots. Yeah, that's right. I think he should fight Jaron Boots Ennis. If push comes to shove, I think that fight will sell just off Crawford's name alone. Right? I think that fight will sell just based off of Crawford's name alone. Now, it may not do as good as a Spence Crawford fight. Why? Because that fight was built up for about 5 years. It was built up. It was a fight that every boxing fan was talking about. Jaron Boots Ennis isn't nowhere near the point that Errol Spence was when he got in the ring with Terence Crawford. Jaron Boots Ennis, actually, his team really should have done, in my opinion, they should have tried to do a better job of promoting Jaron Boots Ennis. Because when you're a fighter that's really good and talented, well, situations like this may arise to where you may be too good for your own good, and well, that particular fighter may want to see you bring something to the table. But I think Terence Crawford, with Jaron Boots Ennis being next in line for the IBF, I think he's going to have to face Jaron Boots Ennis once IBF slams that hammer down. Because Errol Spence, the former IBF title holder, right, didn't face a mandatory in years prior. So the IBF is probably really on edge about getting things rolling with the IBF once again. I mean, me personally, I think Crawford should go ahead and fight Boots anyway. Go ahead and fight Boots while you still in your prime, while you still strong, and while you can still go out there and kick his ass. In my opinion, I think Crawford beats Jaron Boots Ennis. But as far as the business and with Crawford's position he is currently in boxing right now, that fight just isn't really too appealing to him. He's looking at the bigger, better, more lucrative fights. And if you knock Jermell off the table, if you knock the Spence rematch off the table, and if Canelo Alvarez is on the fence about fighting you, then what you go do, bud? You got to start selling that Jaron Boots Ennis fight. But it should have been up to Jaron Boots Ennis to start kind of getting that thing going. Jaron Boots Ennis closed mouths don't get fed, bro. You ain't saying nothing. You ain't giving nobody nothing. Right? You're not doing anything to get the people behind you to force a fight with Terence Crawford. Because Crawford is a fighter who went through a lot of bullshit, a lot of politics, and he got into the position that he's finally in at 35 years old. So Crawford's not going to be trying to look down or look back for nobody. He's only looking forward and up from here on out. He's not looking back, and there's not too many options when he's looking up. So you're going to have to force him to look up Jaron Boots Ennis. Me personally, I want to see the fight. I think it's an excellent matchup. I don't think Boots Ennis is quite ready, right? I don't think he's quite ready just yet. But it's a fight that I would love to see nonetheless. Yeah, that's right. We don't duck no smoke over here on Bushido Boxing. Now, you never going to hear me say, nah. Yeah, I want to see Crawford fight Boots. Absolutely. Absolutely. Put him in the ring with him. Watch what's going to happen. But when I also look at the realistic standpoint of it, when I look at it from, when I look at the grand scheme of things, Jaron Boots Ennis, he just fought his first main event. The arena looked about equivalent to a high school basketball gym, high school auditorium. Come on, man. But the fight fan in me, right? The one that's burning with that competitive spirit wants to see these two talented fighters mix it up. But Jaron Boots Ennis got to do more. And everybody knows this. Even Terence Crawford over the years came out of his shell, right? He didn't come all the way out and start acting a fool, but he's a lot more media friendly, right? A lot more comfortable. He may say some controversial things here and there just to stir the pot a little bit. Just as what Jaron Boots Ennis needs to do. This is what he needs to do. I mean, his name is on the tip of every hardcore fan's tongue, right? And some of the casual fans is taking notice of Jaron Boots Ennis, but he needs to do a little bit more. He need to go bang on that Terence Bud Crawford door. So yeah, I agree. He should fight Boots Ennis if he's not able to get Canelo, if he's not going to fight Charlo, and if the Errol Spence Jr. rematch doesn't happen. But tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.